Welcome to part 3 of my Hunnic Empire campaign and the 25-year challenge. Through the last efforts the empire could be stabilized, and now I'm preparing to reconquer the lost territories, so that one day I might even bring down the Eastern Roman Empire. So welcome to CK3, the Fallen Eagle. The empire was now stable under Kagan Kano, even if not all vassals liked him yet. My armies were still battered from the last battles, so I took care of marriages and alliances while my armies recovered. In the year 510, I dared the first small war, which I won without problems. And so more wars followed. First, against the remaining remnants of the kingdom of Hayestan, and then against Gallica Volhynia, which still blocked the connection to parts of my empire. But after the victory, not much was needed to re-establish the connection. Slowly, however, the empire was recovering from its crisis. But a full recovery is only possible if the AI joins in and do not fall apart again. And whether it would do so would now become clear in the upcoming 25 years. At first everything went usual, but with the sudden death of Kagan Kano everything was set back to zero. Chaos broke out, and the first civil war was not long in coming. Even Gethia, which had collapsed before, attacked me. I hate these people. This faction is becoming more and more unsympathetic to me. Gethia. But as it turned out, Gethia was the least of my problems. The new Kagan Mujil had no power, and the empire collapsed again, and important areas in the south of the empire were lost. However, it didn't take long for a second civil war to break out. But this time Murgel was able to win the war, and thus keep the remaining parts of the empire together. But honestly, at this point, he simply could not lose much more. At least, that was what I thought. But not much later, Mujil lost another war against Mordavinia and retreated behind the next river. When I came back into the game, I was at war with a small neighboring tribe that wanted to invade my remaining territories. But I was able to defeat them, despite my weakened state. My goal now was to reconquer my lost territories as quickly as possible. But before I could start, I was attacked again. But I was able to repel these attackers once more. After some preparations, I started the reconquest of my old territories. I quickly made progress. I was able to win back the first regions. I also used every other opportunity to expand in order to get more troops as quickly as possible and to destroy potential enemies. However, other wars were declared against me, not all of which I was able to win. Honestly, 6 times. Damn it. And so I soon found myself between many wars at once. But I did not lose sight of my goal and was able to make further progress in the reconquest of my territories. But in order to reconquer all of my lost territories, I also had to face the kingdom of Alania. In this war, I was able to reconquer another piece of my old empire, and slowly but surely, stability returned. That's it. In the east, the Sassanid Empire has lost a huge civil war, and with it several territories which were now independent. This could have both good and bad consequences for me. In the following, I moved my armies to the west to repel invading tribes, only to go east to stop the invasion of Lazica. They won't make it in time. What are my allies doing here? Excuse me? Thanks, guys. Oh, they're collapsing. However, I could not finish the war and had to leave it to the AI. Please, I think this time it's actually possible. I think it's really possible to come on, we have a good foundation meanwhile. Oh, we also have this territory up here. The AI succeeded in winning my war, and in the following years supported the Sassanid Empire, which had renamed itself to Cursed, in the conquest of Roman territories. Otherwise, the Huns were able to maintain their empire, and when I returned, everything was more or less unchanged. Okay. However, I had 2 wars going on, and not much later, there was also a 3rd war. My armies were doing well, but unfortunately, I could not win all the wars. However, I was able to cope well with the defeat. And so time went by, and I concentrated on strengthening my armies and bringing stability back to the empire. Because now, I was planning something big. I wanted to make the Emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire my permanent tribute payer. And as soon as everything was ready, I didn't hesitate for long to put my plan into action. The war was exciting. While I started occupying Roman territory, the Romans conquered my capital. So the war went on for a long time, until I finally conquered the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, which, for whatever reason, was not in Constantinople. Okay. And so I won the war. At the same time, I destroyed Rome's honor, since Imperator Maximus must now provide me with units and gold for the rest of his life. This could be the beginning of a glorious time for the Hunnic Empire.